The narcissism, paranoia, and delusion has actually now gone to a new level. Look at this. Brand new Prince Harry interview on the cover of People magazine. I'll decode it in just one moment. But first, this Instagram story from Meghan. She has literally...
Prince Harry just gave another eyebrow-raising interview, and honestly, the fallout is massive. Accusations are flying, and Meghan Markle is being called out for manipulation and royal sabotage. Is Harry delusional or, dangerously misled? We're breaking it all down.
Posted a comment from an apparent fan, translation, hardcore member of the Sussex squad, saying, "You are the most powerful woman I have seen. You are inspiring me to make some changes in my life. Love you, Meghan." Absolutely clueless, absolutely tone deaf. Not as tone deaf, though, as this Prince Harry interview on the People cover, which is just going to horrify William, Charles, Catherine, Camilla, actually horrify anyone who's sane in Britain or the royal family. Take a look at it again. Harry's fight for his future, a People exclusive. "My worst fears have been confirmed," and they write, "Exhausted and overwhelmed, Prince Harry opens up to People at court about the battle for his family's security in the UK and the deepening rift with his father, King Charles. People would be shocked by what's being held back," he says. No, we would not. Let me tell you, no, we would not. And then there's the hostage video interview. This is when Harry has to say he's so happy about his wife's success. He's so happy about his wife commercializing his children. He's so happy about his wife breaking all of the social media rules that he set. And this is what he had to say about that. "I am so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do." P. Diner. Oh my God. Can we kick off with that? Is he really incredibly proud? Did he really say this? Or was this Meghan and the PR officer thinking, oh, this is an opportunity for us to put all of those rumours to bed?
I think Harry is just a puppet. He is being told what to do. He's even being told what he actually, quote, said. I do not think this is how Harry is feeling at all. Everything points to this not being how Harry is feeling, but it definitely aligns with Meghan's narrative and what he has to say. So absolutely not. Harry is not feeling this at all. I don't think these are his words. No way.
No, I completely agree, because at the end of the day, he's not happy with what she's doing when it comes to the children. It goes against what he has described his life's work, or at least his wife's life's work, before his life's work became this ludicrous security case against his own father.
Harry sat down for a wide-ranging interview this week, and let's just say it didn't land well. From throwing subtle shade at the royal family to portraying himself as the ultimate victim, critics say this was a masterclass in self-delusion.
I mean, I think you look at all the problems that he has, and you can understand that this is somebody who I think knows in the back of his mind that his wife has put him in a lot of predicaments. And he's just trying to save face to make it look like the problem is still out there that he's trying to solve. There's no problem that you really need to solve, Harry, that's out there. You need to solve this internal problem that you have with the woman that you married. She is the whole reason for your misery, for all of the problems that you have. The whole world can see that. And no amount of trying to gaslight people and tell people we're happy, I'm happy for my wife, is going to change your situation. I mean, Meghan is making this man, or putting him in a deeper hole every day with every single thing that she is doing. Is a big contradiction to everything that Harry wants for himself. And his life will just continue to go downhill. The more she tries to find success with this brand, the more Harry is going to be miserable. He's going to anger his family even more. And his life is not going to be fulfilled by the superficial things that Meghan, his wife, is striving for. How can he be happy? He's lost everything. He's not even closer with his relationship to his own family. How is this good for you that your wife is doing this and trying to brand herself to be this success and you're supposedly happy about it, but yet your whole life is crumbling before the world's eyes. It makes no sense. We get it. We understand it. Harry just hasn't picked up on it yet. He doesn't understand the position he really is in right now because he needs to start making some moves and some changes real quick. It's going to get even worse for him.
But P. Dina, I mean, he's married the most powerful woman in the world. What I actually love about both of these PR stunts is it proves everything we've been saying. I'll get to the People article in full because it absolutely proves everything I've been saying for a number of months. William and Charles are just ignoring him. They don't want anything to do with him. Meghan and her delusion to literally post on Instagram after an awful podcast, which delivered absolutely nothing apart from a new woe is me story about how overwhelming it is for her to be a parent, despite the fact that she lives with nannies in a 16 bathroom mansion. So how she can be overwhelmed, I will never know. But yet she genuinely thinks that what she is doing is making her the most powerful woman in the world. By the way, you've got to be a real narcissist, P. Dina, even if you believe that, to actually post it. I mean, anytime I get a lovely comment from one of my outspoken family, I'm very touched, but I'd be way too embarrassed to actually read it out, let alone post it on my Instagram story.
Right. I mean, she has no shame,
Yeah, and it's
does
about
she?
power as well. That's what I love, P. Dina. The
Yeah.
most powerful woman in the world. Not the nicest, not the most kind, the most powerful. And actually, that's what this has always been about, P. Dina. Power
Mhm.
at all costs.
Right. The power, and the more she tries to get this power, the less her husband is holding on to any semblance of any power that he would have had as a prince. I mean, he's so depleted from everything that she's trying to get. And, like, is this really the real meaning of life for you, for your wife to have this power? And Harry is fighting for his relationships with his family. Dan, I think about what happened with Harry and his mother when she passed away and how he just didn't want to take that last phone call from his mother. And, the clock is ticking. I mean, that's the reality. Harry is in a position where it's going to be similar to what he experienced with his late mother.
While Harry spoke, all eyes turned to Meghan. Why? Because, well, many believe she's the one scripting these public appearances behind the scenes. She's now being accused, yet again, of manipulation, not just of the media, but of Harry himself.
He is not going to have these last moments with his own father. I believe because of what's happening now in his relationship with his father.
Well,
It's
indeed.
going
And
to be
actually, P. Dina, on that note, let's get to this People magazine interview / exclusive, and then you can respond as we go along because it absolutely confirms that. So, and remember, this is all brief. This is all brief. This is all official. This is the Harry exclusive. And it says Harry's calls and letters to his father remain unanswered, leaving him in the dark about the king's health. The emotional distance between father and son has only widened. Their last face-to-face meeting was a brief 30-minute encounter in February 2024, shortly after Charles 76 publicly revealed his cancer diagnosis. Queen Camilla was present, and there have been no father-son conversations since. I don't think there is any rapprochement, a source close to the palace tells People in this week's issue. Nothing has changed. Adds another source, they are distant. Though Harry has become a familiar figure in Britain's courtrooms fighting back against the UK tabloid press with unyielding resolve, the case to restore his state-funded official security, which was stripped from him in 2020 after he and Meghan Markle stepped back from royal duties, has always mattered the most, he told People as he left London's Royal Courts of Justice on April the 9th. I mean, he's a child, isn't he, P. Dina? He's an absolute child because actually what matters most is whatever is right in front of him. And so the tabloid thing doesn't matter most now because I'm really embarrassed about that. I had to settle. Actually, I was all just talk. So now we're led to believe that what matters most is this case versus his father's government.
Yes, so I think Harry is just a confused child, like you were saying. I think he is in a position now. He doesn't know if he's coming or going. He is a mental wreck. I think he is living a very chaotic, stressful, unclear, very disoriented life, and he can't seem to make concrete decisions that matter. He's in a position that he's trying to please, I don't know, Megan still, or just listening to her run things and then still trying to get something back from his previous life. It to me is quite sad, Dan, to see him going through this. Now, I'm not feeling sorry for him. I don't think that he should be forgiven for anything. He's made choices. He has to, lie in the bed that he made, but I think we're seeing somebody who is on the verge of a huge, huge breakdown in a sense. So I think this is why it just doesn't make sense because he is in a position that he's just not clear on. And you think the human psyche would help him to kind of get it together and okay, let's make a good choice and let's do the right thing. But I think you can't have both worlds merged together. It's one or the other, and he doesn't want to choose one or the other. He wants to just have what he wants, and that's everything.
Well, of course,
So
and that's
this
always
is
what
why
he's
he's
wanted. I mean, the irony with this case, P. Diner, is it was the exact reason why his father, why his brother, why loads of close advisors who had his best interests at heart advised him not to exit, to take the deal.
yeah.
It's why, P. Diner, they spent 2 years trying to find an arrangement that Harry and Meghan would be happy with. So, for example, they considered, what about 6 months in South Africa, 6 months in the UK? What about being Governor General of Australia? What about some type of ceremonial position in Canada? They bent over backwards to ensure that Harry remained protected, that he remained in the tent. And it was him and Meghan who said no, because what did they want? They wanted the greenback, they wanted the moolah. That's what it's all about. But let's get back to the article, because actually what you're saying is definitely true. There is despair from Harry's side because another source with close palace ties pushes back, and this is even though this is in the pro Harry article, saying a distinction between personal life and official duties could have been made, but things have been febrile for a while. No kidding. And then it goes on to talk about his relationship with Prince William, who People reports has also not responded to calls or messages from Harry. And it says, while Harry still hopes for reconciliation, trust remains a major hurdle. The fallout from Spare, Harry's candid memoir that exposed private conversations and long-held tensions, continues to weigh heavily on their relationship. At the same time, and this is where the delusion comes in, P. Diner, this is Harry's true delusion. Harry wants Archie and Lilibet to connect with their UK roots, experience their heritage, and build relationships with extended family. Now, that is truly nuts, P. Diner, given that the most recent case of Harry falling out with his extended family was cutting off Princess Eugenie, who'd tried to be a bridge between the royals and Montecito because she happened to be on an afternoon out with Piers Morgan and his wife.
Royal experts are calling it a long-game strategy to undermine the monarchy from within. Prince Harry's interview was meant to set the record straight, but it may have done the opposite. With Meghan accused of manipulation and sabotage, the royal drama just hit a new low.
Right. So I think Harry is in a position where he knows he's losing and he's desperately clinging on to trying to hold it all together. But as long as Meghan is doing what she's doing, it can't happen. Like you're watching this man try to hold on and to make something happen that will never happen. Just because Eugenie was out, she's got her life. I mean, who says that she can't do what she wants to do? It's like you're trying to get people to do what you want. You're trying to paint this picture of what you want to be your life and what other people should do for you. And then you make this choice to just cut her off. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why can't she go do what she wants to do and you still have a relationship with her? And I mean, Harry is truly a lost child, and it's just getting worse by the day. And what does Meghan do? Her jams. She's working on the jams and her products and her ass ever and her clothing and her podcast. I mean, really, this is truly. I mean, I cannot understand this man for the life of me. He needs to make some serious decisions. And I think the first decision needs to be stepping away from this woman who has her clear goals in mind, which are, it's not your life, Harry. It's her products. It's her branding. It's not your friendship with your wife, with your family, your cousin. I mean, Dan, I don't even know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be good. Nothing's going to be good as long as Megan is still around, vibing for what she wants. How come she hasn't
I
come out
know,
and
but
talked about trying to help this man or
because
stand
she
up for
doesn't want
him?
to help him. She wants to isolate him. That's the reality. She wants him
Yeah.
to be completely isolated. Because remember, Pete Diner, it's not just isolation from his family, it's isolation from his friends and advisors, the very small circle of people who he deeply trusted. As soon as Meghan formed a relationship with Harry, all of those people were out. All of those people were out. And who were they replaced with? Showbiz figures, her people, Piers Morgan, Oprah
Mhm.
Winfrey, her people, the Hollywood people who she could control. Now, what I do find particularly, I guess, fascinating though, is his mindset. It's like, this is how spoiled royal brats think, unfortunately. And thank God we don't have a spoiled royal brat when it comes to William, when it comes to Princess Anne. Actually, we've had a whole load of our royals who have been raised in the right way, P. Dinah, to put the right things first. But again, Harry was totally warned about the consequences. Even after Megxit, even after the Oprah Winfrey interview, there was still an opportunity to maintain those relationships with the family, to maintain those relationships with the United Kingdom. But it meant, yep, you're not going to be able to make all of your big revelations and spare. You're not going to talk about Prince William being a bully and beating you up like a little baby. You're not going to be able to reveal the private text messages between Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and Meghan Markle. And he went for the jugular. Meghan told him to go for the jugular. They did exactly the same in Harry and Meghan, the Netflix series. There were always going to be consequences. I remember writing P. Dinah long before Spare and the Netflix series came out, based on briefing from within the royal family, that Harry knew what the red line was. This was the red line. If you crossed it, and there were two clear red lines, actually, Camilla and Catherine. Actually,
Hmm.
even if he'd just held back the criticism of those two women, there was a chance at reconciliation. But he didn't, P. Dinah. He went for the throat with Camilla and Catherine too. And so this delusion that he has where he thinks he can brief People magazine about, oh, I want to reconnect with my heritage and build relationships with my family again. It's not going to happen. The paperback edition of Spare has just come out. It still contains all of those revelations. I mean, I just find his delusion and his narcissism, I'll come back to those words, Pete Dinah, I find it actually quite worrying. So maybe I see what you're saying, that could this be the start of some type of breakdown? But actually, is he just a brat who's always got his own way?
What's your verdict? Is Harry speaking his truth or being used for a bigger agenda? Let us know in the comments. Like, share and hit subscribe, because this royal war is far from over and we've got the inside track. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical and stay tuned.